Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I would like to talk today about international business management. In our previous class, we have covered the topic of international business, which covered the subtopic of balance of trade, balance of payment, exchange rate, and forms of competitive advantage. International business management is just like any local or domestic businesses management, but there are some differences in the management. Managing means making decision, making the strategic decision, the authority, and etc. If you want to go international, if you want to market your product globally, there are things that the company needs to do. Therefore, we will examine the 3 basic decisions that a company must make in considering internationalization or globalization. The first decision is whether to go international or not. After the decision has been made, after the organization has decided whether to go international, the manager must decide on the level of international involvement, whether it is at the level of importers and exporters, or international firms, or the multinational firms. After that, the organization should decide on the organizational structure that best meets the firm's global needs. First thing first, we will talk about going international. The organization needs to decide whether to go international or not based on several factors that will affect the decisions to go international. There are 3 factors that will affect the organizations, the owners, the managers' decisions to go international. The first factor is gauging international demand. Second is adapting to customer needs. And finally, outsourcing and offshoring. Let's first discuss on gauging international demand. Gauging international demand means the organization needs to figure out or forecast whether there's demand internationally, whether there are demands from foreign market. If there is high demand from foreign market, from international individual or industrial customers, the organization may involve in international trade. The organization needs to do the market research or market forecast or do the feasibility studies, as who knows, the international demand is higher than the domestic demand. It may be useful in another country, other culture, and the lifestyle, and it may lead to the success of the organization. Even there are demand, the organization still need to apply the marketing strategy to increase the awareness of the products or services, or to communicate the products or services offered to potential customers. We still need to adjust the marketing needs. The marketing strategy would be different locally and internationally for sure. It will be different in Asian countries and any other regions of the world. For instance, bicycles are largely used for recreation in US. Same goes to Malaysian users. Bicycles are largely used for recreation and sports. However, in China and Japan, bicycles are used for basic transportation. Thus, the organization or the bicycle makers would need different marketing strategies. The promotions, the advertisements should be based on the culture, norm, or lifestyles of particular countries. If let's say you advertise the bicycle for basic transportation in Malaysia, it would not turn out as a success because of several reasons. Among the reasons why cycling to work doesn't work here in Malaysia are our society is not bicycle friendly at all. Cyclists are almost always invisible to motorists on the road, and this is dangerous to all road users. And why are there no bike lanes, which may lead to severe accident too? Additionally, our hot and humid climate has often been cited as a major reason for the failure of our cycling initiatives. Moreover, the poor infrastructure as well as dangerous drivers and narrow Kuala Lumpur roads were cited as some reasons why Malaysians don't cycle to work. Added to this, cycling is still not a common practice in Malaysia. It is not our lifestyle, not our norm. Moving on to the second factor, adapting to customer needs. Are you able to adapt to customer needs of different culture? The things that the organization should do is adapting the products or services to meet the needs of the foreign market. It is considered as undertaking and will likely require a substantial investment of time, money and effort. The organization must do it to gain an export marketplace or to introduce the new products or services. So in order to adapt to the customer needs, they need to decide on how to adapt its products and services to meet the special demands of foreign customers. Let me give you an example of a fast food restaurant, McDonald's. McDonald's offers wine in France, beer in Germany, vegetarian sandwiches in India, while in Malaysia, they do not serve alcoholic drinks. The customers are given many other options such as McCafe, carbonated drinks, cakes, beef burger, spicy chicken, rendang chicken, nasi lemak, prosperity burger with black pepper sauce that suits Malaysian taste of spicy food. Regardless of the demand, the customer's needs should be considered. Other example is KFC. In Malaysia, we have curry atuk, chicken rice, mashed potato, coleslaw, while in Japan, as the people prefer dark meat than white meat, KFC serves it with rice bowls and bento. In China, due to large number of populations, KFC in China have larger eating areas to accommodate large families and groups. They served egg tarts, soy milk drinks, and rice. In India, as they are vegetarian, KFC come up with vegetarian menu options such as vegetarian zinger and potato burger. While in Russia, KFC offers sushi, oatmeals, teriyaki. Nigeria, KFC offers spicy rice with vegetarian menu options. So these are the examples of organization adapting to customer needs to be acceptable among customers of different cultures, norms, beliefs, and lifestyles. The third factor that affects the decision to go international is outsourcing and offshoring. I'm sure most of you have heard about outsourcing and know what it means, and maybe just some of you know the term offshoring. Outsourcing is you pay the suppliers or distributors to perform certain business processes or to provide needed materials or services. It refers to the process of having work contracted out to a third-party company. You will need to pay the suppliers or other companies to do some tasks that can't be done within the organization, as maybe you don't have the expertise or the resources needed. Usually, the outsourcing will help the organization to focus on other core activities and avoid getting sidetracked on secondary activities. It also reduces costs by locating certain business functions in area where relevant costs are low. For instance, labor costs in producing products. You may outsource the labor in developing the products to the rural area, as the labor cost in that area is much cheaper than in urban areas. So most of the tasks a company might outsource is related to software and technology implementation, consultation services, and data mining. On the other hand, offshoring is defined as outsourcing to foreign countries. It is when a company sends in-house jobs to be performed in another country. It is the practice of basing some of companies' processes or services overseas so as to take advantage of the lower cost. It is very cost efficient. Specialists are very skilled even on a global scale. The market itself is growing and profitability becomes much more sustainable. Many countries contract their manufacturing to low-cost factories in Asia. The organization may give the contract to companies in Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, China, India, and Malaysia. Other than that, Mexico is one of the option too. Okay, United States is one of the country that produce their goods in Mexico. Okay, for your information, Malaysia ranks third in global offshoring destinations after India and China. Although China and India have a very low labor cost and low manufacturing costs, Malaysia outranks both countries in terms of ease of doing business and is financially more attractive. And Malaysia had competitive advantages in terms of political stability and multilingual environment too. Among the popular offshoring areas are supplier services, market research services, expert services, electronics, business process, call center, and many more. To sum up on this third point, both offshoring and outsourcing ultimately save companies money, but they reduce costs in different ways. After the organization has decided to go international, they need to know the level of international involvement, either just being an importers and exporters or operate an international firm or multinational firm. Importers and exporters is very basic level of involvement in which it usually involves the structure of independent agent. Exporters can be defined as an organization that make products in one country to distribute and sell the products in other countries. On the contrary, importers is defined as an organization buying products in foreign markets and bring them home for resale. A country's importing and exporting activity can influence its GDP, its exchange rate, and its level of inflation and interest rates. A weaker domestic currency stimulates exports and makes imports more expensive. Conversely, a strong domestic currency hampers exports and makes imports cheaper. The second level of international involvement is international firm. It is a firm that conducts a significant portion of its business in foreign countries, but it's still a domestic company with international operations. It does not have investment outside the home country, and the operations of this kind of companies lie in one single home country as the base center. And these international companies only export or import products from the home country. As compared to multinational firm, the third level of international involvement is a firm that designs, produces, and market products in many nations. As the name suggests, these companies have direct operations in more than a single country. However, it is usually not a very large number. Multinational companies have a centralized structure with the head office in the home country calling all the shots. This multinational company has investment in other countries as compared to the international company or international firms. Example of multinational companies are Coke, Nike, Adidas, Google, FedEx, Sime Darby, Axiata Group, YTL Corporation, Malakoff Corporation, we have DRB, Highcom, Intel Corporation, Nestle, Apple, Microsoft, Honda, Panasonic, Proton, Petronas, and the list goes on. After the organization went through the levels of international involvement, then we will know the suitable structure that will best meet the firm's global needs. There are 5 types of international organizational structure. First is independent agents, second licensing arrangements, third branch offices, fourth strategic alliances, and fifth foreign direct investment. Let me start by explaining the first international organization structure, that is independent agents. Independent agents is defined as the foreign individual or organization that agrees to represent an exporter's interests. We can be the independent agent because we can be the exporter and we can be the importer. We become the independent agents for products sold in foreign country. For instance, currently what I'm doing is I bought that cute tiny buttons, produce the face mask extenders and sell it to neighbors, friends, families. I sell buttons too as there are demands. During an earlier phase of COVID-19, I also sell disposable face masks. Then you are the independent agent. Some of my friends become the independent agent for Vietnam retailer, selling textile, telekung, headscarf, ready-made baju kurung, for example. So it is just like sales representative. You will sell the product that you import, collect payment, and ensure that the customers are satisfied with the products and services you offered. It is just like any other structures. The second international organizational structure is licensing arrangement. It is the arrangement in which firms choose foreign individuals or organizations to manufacture or market their products in another country. It is a legal contract between two parties, the licensor and the licensee. In this licensing arrangement, the licensor grants the licensee the rights to produce and sell goods, to apply a brand name or trademark, or to use patent technology owned by the licensor. The licensee will need to pay the fee to the licensor. In return, the licensee will receive the royalties. Franchising is a popular form of licensing. Examples include McDonald's, Pizza Hut, KFC, Starbucks, Burger King, 7-Eleven, Family Mart, T-Life, QDs, Smart Reader Kits, Watson, Guardian, Vinci, Bonia, Pony, Padini, Aquanano, Laundry Bar, and many more. Next, I will talk about branch offices. It is defined as the foreign office set up by an international or multinational firm. A branch is simply another location in other country and is still involved in the business activities of the firm. Branch office has more direct control than it does over agents and license holders because they have the physical office in that particular country. So you have direct control towards the operation, towards the management of the products or services that you offer. Moreover, the customer will feel more secure purchasing your products or services because of the existence of the company in their country. Now, let's move on to strategic alliances. Strategic alliances is also called as joint venture. It happens when two or more businesses work together to create a win-win situation. It is an arrangement in which a company finds a foreign partner to contribute approximately half of the resources needed to establish and operate a new business in the partner's country. It is an agreement between countries, and they decided to share their resources to undertake a specific mutually beneficial project. So this agreement could help the company develop a more effective process. Most of the companies are doing this currently. Usually it is for short and legal partnership entity. Let me give you examples of company that form strategic alliance with other company. The deal between Starbucks and Barnes & Noble. Starbucks brews the coffee, Barnes & Noble stocks the books. Both companies do what they do best while sharing the cost of space to the benefit of both companies. Other examples are Spotify and Uber, Red Bull and GoPro, Carrefour and Tesco, Maybank and Microsoft, Malaysia Airlines and Emirates, LV and BMW, Apple Pay and MasterCard, Adidas and Nike, Walt Disney and Panasonic, Walt Disney and Hitachi, Walt Disney and HP, Walt Disney and Kimberly-Clark, Walt Disney and Pandora. Finally, Foreign Direct Investment International Organizational Structure. Foreign Direct Investment, or FDI, is an investment that a parent company makes in a foreign country. It is the arrangement in which a firm buys or establishes tangible assets in another country. With FDI, foreign companies are directly involved with day-to-day operations in the other country. This means they are not just bringing money with them, but also knowledge, skills, and technology. For instance, Volkswagen has built a factory in Brazil, Coke has built bottling plant in dozens of different countries, FedEx has major distribution center in Paris, and Samsung has factory in Vietnam, and it is the largest foreign investor in Vietnam. That's all for international business management. Thank you.